A question people may ask us is, who is your father? Or who is your mother? And in the case of Jesus, people ask, who was Jesus' father? And a possible answer to that can be found in Matthew chapter 1, verse 16. And Jacob fathered Joseph, the husband of Mary, from whom was born Jesus, who is called the Christ. Now, Joseph is supposed to be the father of Jesus in various places. You can look at Luke chapter 3 and verse 23, which tells us, and he was approximately 30 years old when beginning to teach, as it was supposed, the son of Joseph. That is part of what that verse tells us. But also you can look in John chapter 6 and verse 42. And they were saying, is this not Jesus, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know? So people considered Joseph to be the father of Jesus. But the thing is that Jesus was saying things that were rather peculiar, that people did not understand. For example, the verse also says, how does he now say, I have come down from heaven? If you look in the gospel accounts, Jesus never actually says that Joseph is his father. Instead, he speaks of God the Father, or God his Father who is in the heavens, those kinds of ideas. It says in Matthew chapter 7, verse 21, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter into the kingdom of the heavens, but he who is practicing the will of my Father who is in the heavens. So Jesus does say that he has a father. It says, my Father. But he says that his Father is in the heavens. If you look in Luke chapter 10 and verse 22, there is a text that speaks of the Father and also the Son. And in various places, Jesus describes himself as the Son of God, or people claim him to be the Son of God. That kind of idea. And in Luke chapter 10 and verse 22, these ideas of Father and Son are used together. And having turned to the disciples, he said, all things have been given to me by my Father, and no one knows who the Son is except the Father, and who the Father is except the Son, and he to whomever the Son wills to reveal him. And finally, you can look at John chapter 5 in verses 17 and 18. Now in verse 17, Jesus says something that is rather confusing. The text tells us, but Jesus answered them, my Father works until now, and I work. But the listeners of that time understood what Jesus was getting at. It says in verse 18, then, because of this, the Jews were seeking even more to kill him, because he was not only tearing down the Sabbath, but also called God his own Father, making himself equal to God. So Jesus never actually says that Joseph is his father. He always claims that his father is God, God the Father. And that is something that is remarkable. So who was and who is Jesus' father? It is God the Father. And thankfully, through Jesus Christ, we can all be children of God if we so choose, through his mercy and grace. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, and have a nice day.